She's just standing up there watching the whole situation. Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be watching and giving my review thoughts of episode 2 of the Korean drama It's Okay to Not Be Okay, or Psycho, but It's Okay. So I really liked episode 1 and the introduction to the characters and a little insight into the story and where possibly this show is going to go. So I'm going to watch episode 2 and see how things unfold in this episode, as well as tell you what I thought of the episode at the end of the video. Let's go ahead and get into this episode and I'll give my thoughts at the end. Okay, so episode 2. Definitely not as intense or upsetting as I thought it was going to be, like the trailer sort of implied, but it was still very upsetting. And we definitely had some ups and downs in regards to emotions in this episode, as well as witnessing how emotionally unstable Moon-young is and how her liking Kang-tae ends up seeming rather obsessive. She seems to like him, but seems to see him not really as a person, but as like a little plaything that she wants to keep around. Which it might be a good thing that she is in the countryside, since after that whole situation that happens at the book signing, people are burning her books and signage and t-shirts with her face on it. And her poor manager is having to deal with the literal garbage fire. So they might have her being at the countryside and working at the hospital as the writing teacher as a way to kind of give her some good press as well as hide her. The other thing I want to mention in regards to Moon-young and new information about her mother is it seemed like she implied in episode 1 that her mother was dead, but really her mother disappeared. Now, after hearing in this episode that Kang-tae and Sung-tae's mother was killed, I have a theory about that. And it's also based on the story that they told at the beginning of episode 1 with the stop motion, and then what the voiceover of the mother was saying to Moon-young. And I feel like Moon-young's mother might be like Moon-young, kind of sadistic and narcissistic, and, you know, raised Moon-young to be like that as well. So she was probably cold and scary to Moon-young, but that might also be why her father went insane and is in the mental hospital. I think maybe he lost it a little bit, like maybe he knows what her mother did, and then fearing that Moon-young was exactly like her mother, that's why he tried to kill her, because, you know, child of Satan kind of a situation. But who knows? The book critic that she pushed down the stairs kind of implied that she made her mother disappear and her father insane all within the span of a short amount of time, which could be the case. It could be that maybe she killed Kang-tae and Sung-tae's mother and her mother covered for it and then disappeared so that she wouldn't go to jail. That could be a possibility, but I kind of feel like this is one of those, she was raised a certain way and that's why she behaved like she did and does, and it's her mother that is really the person that we should be worried about. I'm assuming that the mother is going to come out of the woodwork. Seems like that's going to be the case, and I'm interested to see how that develops as well. Now, speaking of narcissistic and sadistic behavior, I also noticed that during the book signing, they had her at the top of the stairs, and a lot of the photos that she was taking with her fans, they were really showing how she feels she's above them all. And I'm sure that she requested that she be at the top of the stairs and that these people have to walk up to her and be below her. I liked how they showed how she thinks of people in that way by how she had the book signing orchestrated. I'm also very worried about when she eventually meets Sung-tae. She doesn't seem to be very sensitive or PC about Sung-tae's challenges.
근데 형 뒷머리가 되게 예민한가 봐. 청강대 그런 거랑 비슷한가? 아, 폭탄 스위치 만지면 펑 터지고 그런 거지. 근데 이 발은 또 어떻게 해? 또 막 이러지.
But she doesn't seem to behave in the way that the father and mother do at the book signing. She's not coming from a place of fear. She's a little more fascinated, but also not really fazed. I'm kind of excited to see them interact, but also afraid. Like, she might end up kind of befriending Song-tae and them actually have a really good relationship, or she's going to use Song-tae against Kang-tae. Another thing I am liking a lot in this series from episode 1 and 2 have been the incorporation of children's tales to be used in relation to what the characters are thinking or going through. In this episode, there was the story of the red shoes, which, if that's really how that story ends, that's very dark. I don't think I ever read that children's story, so that's something I need to Google. But all the while, she's wearing these red heels, and she's sort of implying that Kang-tae is like that red pair of shoes in the children's story. I'm really enjoying that. Also, just the cinematography, the way that they've been doing the transitions. This show has a distinct style for sure, and I'm here for it. I'm feeling like I do want to continue watching this series for sure. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Kim Soo-hyun, and I am already in love with his character, Kang-tae. I actually do suggest that you watch this show. It might get a little scary and dark sometimes, but you know what? You shouldn't run away from the darkness. You should face it head on. That's definitely what we've been learning in these last 2 episodes. I think I am going to continue recapping or at least talking about the episodes after watching it. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts, please subscribe, ring that little bell so you're notified. I will be posting Saturday and Sunday after the episodes air, unless something happens, and then it'll be a little later, but I'll do my best to post them sooner rather than later. And until then, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below if you have any theories so far with the information that we've been given from episode 2 and also the trailer for episode 3. I'd like to see what you think is going to happen next. And until then, I'll see you later.